Hey Nicolas, welcome to Lunch Day.
Hi, Deco. I
I'm good. And I'm trying to find a way to make people comfortable the quickest possible on this call. And you sent me an email before saying you were a little bit uncomfortable with that. Like how to do an interview. Because I
yeah.
guess for a lot of people on Lunch Day, it's like, is it your first interview? For a lot of
Um,
people, it is.
I guess so. I mean, I did interview like for job offers and things like that, but not really for my own product, so it's a bit different.
Yeah. Is it a bit like scary? Like it's like the public thing, like talking about your
A little bit. It's just that I'm more
yeah.
used to like talk with computers and making communication through my products than from myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not like used to seeing myself on videos or even hearing myself, so it's a bit cringy all the time. So I guess I need to get past that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, that's it. I'm not really scared, just that it's, I guess, something new, so you have to get used to it.
yeah. No, you're doing good. You're doing good so far. I had a question because are you French? You
I
sound
am.
French. Like, okay, cool.
Oh,
Like me,
you
of
said
course.
I sound French? Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
No,
trying
we
not
all.
to.
Do I sound French? I probably
Yeah,
sound French as well.
a little bit.
It's
It's not too bad, but a little bit.
yeah. In France, we are ashamed of sounding French, and in other countries, they are not ashamed of sounding Italian, sounding Polish, sounding I don't know Colombian, whatever when they speak English. And when I was 19, I was in the US and I was trying to take the American accent all the time. Like, I was like, speaking more like, how can I say? Uh, you know, I can't even do it anymore because I stopped doing it. But, and people told me, oh, we cannot understand you that well.
Yeah.
And why are you not using your French accent? Because it's sexy. You should just use your French accent because we can understand you better and it's sexy. And so then I started doing that, and I feel way more comfortable speaking English. So yeah,
I guess it's always fine to have a little bit of an accent. Of course, that's more authentic for us. It's just that I did work in a corporate position with people from all around the world, and every time I was in a call with other like French managers, they were always using French words in the middle of their sentence like it was normal, and nobody was understanding what they were telling
yeah,
with
that's
the
bad.
very strong accent. And it's just
That's bad.
normal for us. And I guess that's the main thing people think about when you told them about a French accent, because we are in tech, so I guess we are a little bit better at that. But the average French worker, it's quite bad.
No, yeah, no. That in that context, you said 100%. I was talking just the accent, not
Yeah.
French words, 100%. But yeah, but I think I noticed like there was a meme going around on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago about when French people meet each other, they always revert back to French. And I'm glad you didn't, because before this recording, we talked for like 2 minutes and you didn't talk to me in French. And I'm very
No.
glad you didn't. You just talked to me in English. And I think that's because I do it too, because I think it's just better, because we're gonna have this conversation in English. So yeah, I think that was cool.
Yeah, but
Um,
I guess that's also because I live out of France now, so I'm used
so
to
where are you?
default in English. I'm in Slovenia, so in the
Oh,
capital,
awesome.
Ljubljana. Yeah, it's been 4 years now, and I really like life here. It's very chill.
And so what
So
was
yeah.
the journey? What brought you there?
Uh, so during COVID, I was in Portugal, living in Lisbon, and then I met my girlfriend, and we were looking at a place that worked for us. Lisbon is very nice, but it's not very green in terms of forests, terrain. I like to run and spend time hiking, things like that.
And it also
Um,
became quite expensive. I
yeah, that too. But
It
I
became
mean,
crazy
Slovenia
expensive
is
also.
quite expensive. It's pretty much the same in terms of real estate, at least in the capital. But
Yeah.
most European capital countries are basically the same now. But anyway, yeah, we did a big Excel sheet with tons of criteria, and we found out about Ljubljana. It's the same time zone as France, and we both had a job in France at the time, so it was very convenient for us. We both work remotely, and we came here for like a month doing a Airbnb rental. Really liked it, and took an apartment, did the visa thing, and now it's been 4 years.
So you need a visa when you're French citizen to live there long term.
To
You can't
work.
just like be like, oh, to work.
Yeah.
Even if you're like freelancing. So did you like start a business in Slovenia? Everything?
So I had my regular job in France at the time, but of course you cannot be a regular employee from a French company and live abroad. So I had to create like a freelance company, I guess, something like that in Slovenia. And now
Yeah,
I'm
that's actually
freelancing, but for the same
illegal
company.
because I realized that you cannot work. Not what you do, but like I'm saying,
Yeah, okay.
what you. No, I'm sorry. No, I meant like what's illegal is like because I was surprised you cannot work for a French company and live elsewhere. I
Yeah.
didn't know that, but you can't. And I don't know if it's specific to France or if it's normal.
I guess
Uh,
it's pretty much the same for all countries. Most people do it because, I mean, if you do it for like a few months, nobody will go after you. But yeah, you are not supposed to do that.
yeah, that's so. So like I basically working remotely, like really like digital nomading and working for a company basically forces you to have like a freelance or independence,
Yeah,
status. You cannot be a regular employee in that case.
yeah. Now with most countries, they do have like some kind of digital nomad visa. I think they are doing one for like a year now in Slovenia. So with that, you can work remotely in Slovenia with another country company, but it's only like for a year. And I think Croatia too has like 6 months, something like that. So
But the
you can
home
use a few
country though
things.
will not allow you somehow. The French country will not give
Mm,
you a regular work contract if you do that for 1 year, right?
a regular contract, probably not, but if you are a freelance company in France, that's probably good enough
Yeah.
because you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
work from another country, yeah. But you will still have to pay taxes in France, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, the more
Then
lane
you have the
about,
residency thing. Yeah, then it becomes
yeah,
a whole other thing. Yeah, I looked into moving last year because I was like trying to extend my runway. So I looked, okay, I was thinking of Georgia, the country,
mhm,
near Armenia, because I have a friend there and I loved it when I went there. And it's also, I was like, wow, 0% taxes for entrepreneurs. What is that?
yeah,
Seemed cool. Um, I looked at a few countries. I did a whole spreadsheet also. Then eventually I'm like, because I'm in France, but I'm not in Paris. I'm in Lille,
yeah,
which is like, and basically it's maybe 10 years ago when you were doing digital nomading, you could find some spots that were very inexpensive, and you
mhm,
probably can still like maybe if you go to small city in Vietnam or some shit. But I don't really want to do that. I like having kind of like medium or big city, where we can do shit. Um, I don't do anything, but my fiance does. My girlfriend does. So we have to have some shit to do. And also all the conveniences. And then when you compare really apple to apples, and in France you have, even in EU in general, but in France especially, you have health insurance. You have, if you have kids, you have school is free. But like as soon as you go out, if you go to Georgia, health insurance, you have to pay for like a premium thing to have everything every month. If you have kids, you have to pay for like school is going to be expensive. Like, because you see all these people like go to Thailand and shit. But like, if you're on a good school for your kids in Thailand, it's going to be 10 or 20K a year. Then health insurance is crazy. I never thought of that because I'm French. And in here, everything like that is covered. And so eventually I'm like, in Lille, it's not that expensive. I pay less than 1K per month for my apartment. With 2K per month, like of after tax money, I mean, when I'm alone, at least, because my girlfriend is from Russia, so she's not always there. My fiance, should I say now? And how can I say? There's not going to be a big difference. Like with 2K of just money per month, I'm living here. I'm not going to save that much money if I'm in Georgia or if I'm in Thailand or in Slovenia. It seemed like 10 years ago it was way different. It seemed like you could have 300 euro per month rent or something, but now it's not possible.
yeah, and especially in Ljubljana, I mean, the prices here are pretty much the same as Lyon, so you will not save any money.
As Lyon, because me it's Lille, but Lyon is more expensive, so it's even
Yeah,
more expensive than me. Okay.
yeah.
You were from Lyon?
No, but I just did quick comparison between the prices
Yeah.
in Slovenia and France just to check. It's less expensive than Paris, of course, but it's still quite a high price of pretty much everything, especially real
Yeah. Because
estate.
for people who don't know, Lyon is like the kind of like second biggest in
Yeah.
terms of price and everything. Where I live, it's lower, but yeah, Lyon is gonna be quite. So yeah, so that's quite expensive too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long you've been there? Like a few years now?
It's been 4 years now. Yeah.
And how is
So
it?
we
How
need
do you like it?
to.
So you went there for nature and everything. So how is life? With you? Do you
It's
have the
very
same
chill.
girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very chill. I really like it. It's a bit weird, but for me, being here, like I feel like I'm on holiday all the time. Like I can see
Yeah.
the mountains from my apartment, so it's like the southeastern part of the Alps, and I
Oh
really like
shit.
that
Wow.
during like the afternoon when it's 4, I can just go out, walk for like 10 minutes, get an ice cream in the city center, and yeah, there's all the tourists around me, and I feel like I'm part of them, and then I go back to work.
So you kind of like travel for 10 minutes,
Yeah,
and then you
exactly.
come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and the World City Center is like pedestrian, so it's very chill. There's not much noise, and all the touristy shops, and you can see the castle and eat the ice cream, and yeah, it's quite
Wow.
nice.
And how is the weather right now? Because there's this big heat wave in Europe, and everybody's
Mm,
talking about we don't have AC in France. So how is it in Slovenia?
I do have AC. Yeah, it's quite hot. I think it's around 30, but it's not too bad. But the
Yeah.
weather um, in winter is quite bad. So it's very gray, very rainy. So it's
Oh,
yeah, it's a bit
I'm used to that. Yeah.
depressing, but
But yeah. Okay.
summer is really cool.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the
My
sea and also Croatia is like 1 hour drive. So if you want to see a beach and some sunny weather, it's not very far away.
So Slovenia is not really Slavic. It's just before. It's just
No.
before kind of like the more Slavic vibe. It's like next to Italy, right? Because I'm not even
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's next to Italy, but it's a bit weird in terms of history because it was part of the Austro-Hungarian uh,
Okay.
part,
Yeah.
but then it was part of Yugoslavia with all the countries in the south. So there is like a mix between, let's say, Austria and the rest of the Balkan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's very similar to what you have in France or Spain or Portugal. It's very Western oriented, very good business. The main industries like insurance, banking, things like that is very well developed. So everything
And
is
how's
quite
business?
nice.
How did was it easy to like start a company, everything? How I
It
guess
was,
compared to France, everything is easier, but
mm, I don't know, because yeah, in France, I only had to create like a freelance company. I didn't have to do like immigration papers, etc. So I
yeah.
cannot really talk on that. In Slovenia, it was all right. It's just a little bit weird because you need to like give proof of revenue, but at the same time you are creating a company, so you don't really have any. And of course, the immigration service is the only part of the city where people do not talk English. So
That's very
that was a
funny.
bit complicated, but apart from
Yeah.
that, it was okay. Not mainly because we are from the European Union, so there's no complicated things to do. It's mainly like, yeah, I'm here, I don't depend on the government, and if you can prove that, it's okay.
Yeah, okay, they don't want for sure. They don't want someone to come for that. And do you
Yeah.
and in terms of taxes and everything, I guess it's kind of
Similar.
similar, maybe.
I
Yeah.
mean, they
And
used
all
to
these
have,
countries kind of like are unifying kind of and raising
yeah,
taxes. Yeah.
yeah, I guess there's some kind of European Union tax break that you need to cover. When you were doing freelance, they had like a very good tax break because they took like 80% of your revenue and counted them as expenses. But if you are a software engineer, you don't have any expenses, so you are only taxed on 20% of your revenue.
Wow.
So that was
It's really
pretty
cool.
crazy, but it's gone. So no more of that.
Yeah, they realized all the digital nomads came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, it was not that well known, but yeah, it was a pretty good cheat code that lasted
Yeah, yeah.
for 3 years. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, to be fair, it's better like this. I think it's more unified, and it was not very
And
fair
how,
for us.
and do you feel a bit, I'm just wondering, because I never did that. How does it feel like being away from your country for so long? And like, do you come often? Do you have family you visit? Like how, or your friends?
Yes, most friends came to Slovenia, so we have a spare room. So yeah, they come here in holidays, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's not too much of an issue. And then we had to travel a little bit in France for work. And of course, when it's Christmas, we take the train and go back to Paris.
Oh,
Um,
you take the train.
I try to, well, when it's possible. Yeah,
That's cool. How long is it? How long is this train ride?
it's around 14 hours. But
Yeah,
if you plan it correctly, most of it will be a night train, so it goes by quite quick.
awesome. I never thought you could take the train to this way. And is it like, do you have like 10 connections or
No, I
is
think
it?
it's like free, something like that. Yeah,
Okay,
it's not
okay.
too bad. Yeah,
As long as you can sleep for
yeah.
without having to wake up after 3 hours. Uh, cool. Okay. So now about your indie journey. How did you like? When did you start building projects? Like, I guess maybe you're an engineer, right? Because you were. I
Yeah,
mean, you told me before this call you were on Linux. So when
yeah,
somebody says Linux, I guess they're not, a salesman.
yeah.
So yeah,
There's probably a few, but not that many. Yeah, so I started to code when I was around 16, so that will be 15 years ago.
yeah,
Mainly because I was playing a lot of video games like Counter-Strike, World of Warcraft, and I wanted to do like the website of my guild or the website of my team.
okay.
So you
That's
look
how I
online,
started. Yeah,
yeah, you find like pre-made websites, you install them, but it's not really perfect. So you have to open the HTML and you change a few texts, and that's how you start with code. Uh, Actually, I think my first language was SQL because I was creating like a private World of Warcraft server. Please don't tell Blizzard. Um,
you were
and
talking doing what? I'm sorry.
a private World of Warcraft server.
Oh, and it's
So
not, you're not allowed to do that?
I don't think so.
Because like
uh,
in Counter-Strike you can do that, right? It's
yeah,
not a
in
problem.
Counter-Strike you can, but at least at the time in World of Warcraft you only had to go to the Blizzard run server because you had to pay monthly to access it. So if you go to a
Oh yeah,
private server,
makes
you don't pay
sense.
anymore. Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
Anyway, so
But how did
yeah,
you get the code for this private server? I
uh,
guess it's not
online
just you. I guess
forums.
lots of people. But I'm just curious, how did they get it? The server code. How
From
did
my
they get it?
understanding, they reverse engineered it. So you have the client of World of Warcraft, and
Oh
it
wow.
does a lot of calls to the server, and they took all the calls and reverse engineered the response. And that's basically how they
And
did
was it
it.
working? Was it working similarly? Was it like the same, or
Yeah,
was it some bugs?
there is a few bugs, like a few quests, but among thousands of quests,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. And yeah, there were all these two competing core of World of Warcraft that you could download, and you had all the instruction to like run the C++ code and compile it, etc. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was working. And then you had like the SQLite database with the position
Yeah.
of all the PNG in the no, I guess PNG is French, so like non-player NPC,
NPC.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So NPCs in the server, and when you did a private server, usually you want a lot of NPCs where you start in the game so that you can get all the armors and stuff like that. And you had to change the position using SQL because it's in the database. So I had to learn how to write SQL code to basically do the world as I wanted inside of World of
That's
Warcraft.
that. That's awesome because there's a big trend to using SQLite or SQLite again,
Yeah.
and I'm using it for launch day. It's SQLite,
Mhm.
and because I wanted to have all these chat messages and everything, so it's on it. There's no server round trip, like
Yeah.
it's just on the same thing. So that's why I can do, you know, people can send messages or like, and it's, I mean, you can do it in another way. You don't need that, but I just was worried about performance, and it was a fun thing. And it's crazy how we make it so complex now with complex databases, but you can just use SQLite. And I learned also SQL when I was, younger also, so I know a bit. I'm not afraid of it. And yeah, that feels good also. And it's funny how it used to be for exactly this use case, like embedded kind of like database. And yeah, I'm glad people are using it more now. Did you use it again, like after this, or?
I did use it for a project as a freelance for Roche, the pharmaceutical company. So there
Okay.
is some SQLite as well, which is quite cool. And it's also a
Yeah.
project where I did not ship any JavaScript code. So it's only HTML, PHP, and SQLite, very fast.
Amazing. Amazing.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if you want to scale horizontally, SQLite kind of get tricky. So if your project needs that, it's not really the
Yeah,
best
yeah, yeah.
starter. But for everything embedded, everything small, like small website like Launch Day, it's very fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. There's no reason to do something else. You don't have the server cost, you don't have the maintenance, and yeah, it's really nice.
Backups is just copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. So, okay. So you started with video games, and then it made you want to code some websites. And then what did you do after that?
Yeah, so I had this friend in high school, and he was doing PHP, and so as he was the backend developer of the class, I started
Yeah.
to learn design at the time, so that we had skills to do our project, I guess. And we started like a free web agency, and we found some clients just to because we wanted to make websites. We did not care about money. For us it was not a job, so we did a few websites like for photographs, hotels, and things like that, very small things. But
Did you
then
did
this
you
friend,
do it from scratch, or was it like WordPress
yeah,
sites
everything
or?
from scratch, yeah, at the
Cool.
time.
Okay.
And this friend wanted to have his high school diploma, and I did not really care about that, so I continued on my own. So I started to learn PHP because now I was
Oh, so
alone
you
doing
were
that.
like 16 or 17 still. It
Yeah,
was high
17,
school.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, he wanted good grades, and I was not that fond
Yeah.
of school, I guess. And yeah, at that time I discovered that it could be a job. I had no idea about that because that's not what in high school they told you. But it was a possibility to work in IT or writing code. It's not something that they
And it
knew about at the time.
and it was also not because I had the ex- very similar journey at the beginning, and like there was not even a school. At least for me, there was just. Well, I'm 36, so when I was 18, they were barely starting to talk about websites in the universities.
Yeah,
Like, so it was like there was not even a path of like you want to build websites. Like, there wasn't even a clear path for that. Like, what job is it? I remember I was at a friend's birthday at 18, and I was saying, yeah, I'm building websites, and like, and there was the sister of my friend. She was like a bit older. She was like, but don't you think it's just like a fad? Like, how it's not a career? How can you make money with this? Like, it didn't make sense, for
yeah,
her.
but
So yeah,
nobody knew about that, and even our parents, it was scary for them because it's not like a career path that you imagine being possible for your child. You
yeah,
want them to be like a proper engineer or something else like that they know about, but probably not a coder. It's not a real job. It doesn't exist.
yeah,
But yeah, anyway, I found that school that just started at the time, which was called Superinternet. It was part of Epitech, the main
yeah.
IT school in France. So I joined that. I think I was the second promotion inside, and I did that for 3 years. Um, and yeah, I got a job like after the first year. I started working a real production job. At the time, it was Melty, which was a big media in France.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could skip the JavaScript class because I was already doing that at the job. So after afternoon, it was in the same building. So afternoon, I skipped class and go to the job, and then I go back to class after that.
You had your Melty offices was in the same building
Yeah,
as Epitech. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, I
That's
could skip some
convenient.
classes to go work,
I guess they
which
hired a lot of people from the school.
yeah, not that much because the dev team was quite small. We were three, I think, from
Okay.
classes. Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, it really helped me because I did not had money to pay for the school, so that was one way of for me to pay for my studies. So I ended
Yeah.
my
Because
studies without
Epitech was
debt.
like what, like 5 or 6K a year or 8K a year?
Yeah, a little bit more, but yeah, it's that ballpark.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
And it
cool.
was 3 years, so yeah, around a little bit less than 20K, something like that.
Yeah, okay. It's funny because once I realized how, because basically for France, it's expensive.
Yeah,
8K a year is super expensive for France. It's shocking to us because for us, university and college is like free. I mean, or like very cheap.
yeah, it's like
So
200 euros of tuition, something like that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then when you learn about in the US where they pay like 40K a year, and that's just like, or 20 or 30, and they go in debt for like, and they have to pay their loans for like 10 years. I'm like, what? Like and for us, we're like, wow, 5K a year, it's insane. It's a really expensive school. So it's kind of a completely different mindset.
yeah. But yeah, I was happy because I managed to reimburse everything before the end of the school. So I started my, let's say, adult life without debt. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and after that, I joined a startup. Then I created my own startup. Then I was freelance and working for like corporate companies. But during that whole time, which was about 10 years, I always had some kind of side projects because
Okay,
I
but wait.
do,
You said you created your own startup,
yeah, around 2015.
and what was that? What do you
Um,
not consider this like part of the indie hiking thing, or maybe you raise money?
hmm. We did not raise money, but we were two, me and a guy that was much older. He was a former McKinsey partner. So we had already, let's say, um, well, his life was already done. And he just wanted to like create ventures and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I
His
did
life was
learn a
done. Okay.
lot from that guy because he had a lot of wisdom. He was like a old monk, always giving me wisdom and
That's awesome.
quotes,
Yeah.
and pushing me all the time to do things that I was afraid of in terms of code, etc. And we did end up selling the product, which was um, basically we were having that very big startup company database, and we were selling it to investors to do research. So let's say you want to invest in like a automated electric car company, then we are
Yeah.
able to give you all the electric car company that do similar things in geography or in
I see.
or something else. And it was using a lot of data. We had like about 1 million company.
You co-founded that with the McKinsey guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was doing
And
all the code.
you were more like the technical, and he was more
Yeah,
like the
yeah. I was
sales.
the only technical. He did not knew how to code or anything like that. But he got us meetings with pretty much all the banks and all the VCs in France. So I met all of them, which was
Wow.
quite cool.
Yeah.
And we did sell the products. I think we did like 100,000 in sales, which is quite okay. But in 4 years
Yeah.
at two, it's not enough to have a
No.
good
Yeah.
revenue. And then we shut down the company because we were quite bad at sales, or maybe
I
we did
see.
not find the right product market fit, or I don't know.
And so
And
how
yeah,
did
I was a,
you?
a bit burned out also at the end.
Yeah, because well, you were working a lot. It was exhausting. It was
Yeah, I
because
mean,
you were
I
having a
was
job at the same time to make money,
no,
or it
no,
was
that
just 100%.
yeah, 100%. So basically, it was paying me a low salary, but not too bad, to work on the company. So he was funding it himself, and then we
Oh,
had
I
a
see.
few
Yeah.
sales, so it was a bit better. But yeah, no, yeah, I was burned out because it was my first big job, I guess, and I wanted to make it work. And yeah, I've put my life into it for 4 years, and it was a lot of roller coaster of emotion. We did two pivots. We applied to YC. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
quite a
Yeah, and
lot.
4 years like that. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, me, I
Mm.
burnt out after 5. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay, so how do you go from there to now, to the startup that you're doing now?
Yeah, so after that, I wanted, let's say, a chill job. So I joined a contracting company that I knew because the guy that ran it is my former teacher at the school. So
Oh,
now
wow.
he's still a teacher, but he ran that engineering company. And then I got the job with Roche, the pharmaceutical company, and this lasted for 4 years. It was very interesting because very, very big company. They do a lot of cool things, and I had a lot of green light projects.
I see.
But yeah, when it's the weekend, I still want to code, so I always have like a side project. For the past 10 years, I've always worked on something else because yeah, it's a need
Wait, so
that I
you,
need
you say
to
green light
fulfill.
project? What does that mean?
It's when you start something from scratch.
And
So
but you meant like they allowed you? Like, was there a relationship with this job, or you just meant like on the side you were doing that?
no, no, for Roche, because I was responsible for like special projects. So let's say if there is a business unit that want to do a new project, then they came to
Yeah.
me and I did everything from the architecture, GDPR, assessment, things like
So you were
that,
doing
and also the
side
code.
projects for the company.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's not very
Interesting.
side project for them. It's like, yeah, internal startups, things like that.
But that kept you kind of like, I guess, interested, because that's kind of is it like this thing where Google did 15 years ago, where they gave you one day where you can work on anything you want at Google, uh, and not your
Um,
main thing? Is
Kind
it
of, but
something
I
like?
was not doing anything I wanted. It was for other people at Rush that had a need. But yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
similar.
And next to that, you were doing your own side project.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay, so that's me. I wasn't clear. Um, and so how did you come to do what you're doing now, like this product,
Yeah.
you're presenting?
Yeah, so I started working on Phare around 3 years ago. I think it was, yeah, September 3 years ago. And the assessment was that I was doing all this new greenfield project at Roche, and every time we start a new project, there is a ton of tools that we need to set up. We need to set up like Sentry for errors. We need to set up uptime monitoring to make
Mm,
sure everything is working. We need to set up analytics, etc., etc. And it was quite a
yeah,
lot of work, even more when you are working for a big corporate company because you need to have like authorization for each of the tools. You need to handle credentials, etc. So it's a lot of work that you don't really want to do. And so my idea was to build a product that was handling most of that. Of course, not as specific as Sentry can go because that's way too much
yeah.
work. But even if I have like the most used 10% of feature of Sentry and the most used 10% feature of Google Analytics, etc., etc., I will have something that is good enough for at least the first few years of a product. And that was really the starting point of it.
That's interesting, because we see a lot of boilerplates. It was very trendy 1 or 2 years ago to make and it's still to make boilerplates, which is basically the code that you start with. But what you say makes me think it's kind of like boilerplate, but not really boilerplate, but like, for all the ops and all the, not just the code, like for the rest of things. Because like you might have a boilerplate, but you still have all this tedious work to do for every project anyway.
Yeah.
And you cannot automate it. So that's what you're doing. You're automating and like simplifying that.
Yeah, so that was the first idea. I thought, okay, let's start with uptime monitoring. It seems very simple. And after 3 months, I will be done with that and I will do analytics. And after 3 months, I will do another one. But
Yeah,
it's been 3 years and I'm still on the uptime monitoring part because it's way more complicated than I first thought.
I see. Uh,
So yeah, but it's still the goal. I think I'm getting close to be done with uptime monitoring, and I hope to jump on the next tool, which will be analytics before the end of the year, but we'll see.
wow, that's awesome. That's interesting. Can you take me through it? Can you show us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So let me share the screen. Is
Okay.
it working properly? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Phare. So that's a pre-existing account, of course. I've set up a project yesterday. So that's the main dashboard where you can configure pretty much everything. And then you have all the tools that are here. So for now, it's only uptime monitoring. So let's
Hmm.
go here. I already created a monitor for launch day. So if I click on
Oh,
it,
awesome.
we'll see a few details. So I set it up yesterday. So you can see the performance for the past, I guess, 24 hours here. You can go as far back as you want, up to 90 days, but of course I set it up yesterday, so it will not change the graph. You can have the stat for a few regions that you select.
So
Um,
what was that region thing? I don't get it. Like you
yeah,
monitor
so
from different places? Oh yeah,
let's.
because it might connect to a different server on my end.
There
So
is a
you're
few
monitoring.
reasons why you might want to do that. First, if you have customers in multiple countries, it will help you see the performance in all of these countries. So if
Oh
you
yeah.
run a static site, it will probably not matter. But for instance, for Phare, I need a database and everything that is centralized in Germany. So I need to check if the performance in the US or in Asia is not too bad until I have
Yeah, I
a
see.
proper infrastructure in the US and Asia. So
Yeah.
that's one reason you might want to do this. And the other is if you have server around the world, you want to monitor that they are all working correctly. So you want to monitor
Yeah.
the US server and the Asian server and the European server. So that's the
I gotta
second
say,
reason.
I really love the design style.
Thanks.
Did
Yeah, it's a lot of work because I don't see myself as really good in design. It's not really something that I do a lot, but I do see when it looks like shit. So I do spend a lot
that's
of
a
time
very
trying to
important
make it look
skill
good.
for a developer. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it takes pretty much all of my energy and yeah,
No, but I
it's
like it. It
a
looks a
lot of
bit different,
lot
but it
of work.
looks cool. It looks professional. It looks simple also. So easy to use. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of good feedback on it, but yeah, it's cool. Well,
Yeah, really
apart from
awesome.
everyone asking me for a dark mode, but that's another topic.
Well, I
Uh,
guess since you took 3 years already, you can spend some time for the dark mode there, you
I
know.
know,
Yeah.
but the issue is that when you are in the hacker and you do everything yourself, adding the dark mode basically double all the time that you will spend on design and CSS. So yeah, it's
Yes, it's
quite a
true.
lot
Unless
of
you, yeah,
work.
yeah. Unless you set it up. Yeah, but yeah, I have
I mean,
never
yeah,
put dark mode on my apps, so yeah.
if you use
I,
something that is pre-made like ChatCN or like a pre-built UI, you will probably have that from the get-go. But yeah,
once you start
uh,
customizing, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I do everything myself because I'm stupid, so I will have to do it myself, and it will
But
be a
it's
lot
cool.
of
No,
work.
it's
But
I,
one day.
I can see the care you put into it. It looks really good. So is there like one specific feature or something that you particularly are proud of that you can show or something that's
Yeah, I
especially
will show you that. So I will just create a quick monitor just to show you, but it's pretty basic. I mean, there is thousands of uptime monitoring tools, nothing novel,
okay?
and they all pretty much work the same. But
I never
yeah,
used anything like that, so I don't know, but I can try to get it. Yeah,
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 it's a specific niche. I mean, today with Vercel and things like that, it's not really useful, but when you run your own server, it starts to become something that you will get much more value than what you pay for.
yeah, yeah.
And then uptime monitoring is just aside. I also have incident management and status pages and certificate management that I will show you right after. And I think that's well worth the money, but we'll see. Yeah, so pretty basic. You can create HTTP, TCP monitor. You can add headers like for API key if you want to monitor an API, things like that. You can configure the timeout. You can create assertions. So here the base one is the website is answering to something status code, but you can also check that, for instance, the one response either exists or if you
Wait,
do.
give me 1 second because I have another call in like 10 minutes, and but I don't have anything after, so I will ask him to move a little bit so we have a bit more time. Uh, Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you can create like small assertion, like saying, okay, the body must contain this keyword or one response header must be this, etc. Mostly useful again for APIs.
Yeah,
Then
I
you can
see.
choose a few regions. So let's say
That
Germany,
really looks
Sweden,
so cool. I really want.
Mexico.
It makes me want to use it. Really cool design, right?
Use it,
I'm
please.
just still.
It's free.
Yeah,
Go
yeah. I
ahead.
bet. I bet. Yeah. How many
Uh,
users you have? Do you already have some users?
yeah, I had about 700 a few weeks ago, but I released a script to remove everyone that was not using the product for the past 90 days. So now I'm down to 400 because I had a lot of accumulation for the past 3 years of people that set up something on the tool and then never use it again.
But it's
So
free, I guess, for them.
yeah,
How many pay? Do you have paying users yet?
I have 6 customers, so
Okay.
not
Yeah.
that much.
Okay.
But yeah, it's growing steadily, I guess. So yeah, I'm doubling every few months. So if the growth continue, I think it could work. We'll see.
So you started only having paying users only a few months ago. You just
I
started.
do have one paying user since the start. So they are the OG users. And then all the new ones are since April, I think.
And is it paying the bills or yet or?
It pays for all the servers and all other costs like this, but not my bills.
So how do you pay your bills?
I do a little bit of freelance work on the side. I've been working on this full time for the past 6 months, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking for a job because I need to pay rent. But yeah, for now that's how it is. But again, uptime monitoring is very competitive. There is thousands of
Mm-hmm.
tools that are doing it, and the margins are really good, but uh, there's a lot of dilution with all the tools. So, and
Yeah, yeah.
also it's
I
something that
see.
the people that are willing to pay for time monitoring, they want something that is robust and that has been here for a long time because they are
I
paying
see.
you to monitor the website, so it has to be
Yeah.
reliable, and you need to.
So
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of
it's hard
an
to bet on a
insurance.
new unknown product because of this. Yeah, because
Yeah,
reliability is super important.
yeah,
It's not like if you're selling a course that somebody downloads, they don't care. Yeah, it's like you're selling
yeah. They just
something.
want you to
Yeah.
be knowledgeable about it. It's a bit complicated, but again, the growth is steady, at least on the free users. So I guess it will come at some point. I just need to stay in the market and keep pushing, and at some point it will work. At least for the uptime monitoring side, we'll see with the
So
with new
the
features.
doubling growth you were talking about the signups in general or paying
Yeah, the
users?
signups in general. So currently I'm about, on average, I think just above 2 new users per day. So that's,
Okay.
I think I'm at 80 users a month, something like that currently. And I was around 20 users 6 months ago per
And how
month.
did you find how do they come? What was the channel?
There is a few. So most of the site relies on bunny.net, which is the European Cloudflare. And I'm
Okay.
active in the community of Bunny on Discord. So a lot of people are there for Bunny, and then they discover my tool because I'm active in the community, and so they join. So that's one. Another is, of course, SEO. I'm trying to be good at that, and it's not too bad. Then,
Do you write articles? How do you do
yeah,
SEO?
I do have a few articles. I mean, like 6, so it's not that much. I'm trying to write a bit about everything, like Docker, a few that are really oriented for uptime monitoring, of course. Also a few around the hacking, etc.
And DevOps shit, I guess. I mean, things
Yeah,
related to people managing servers. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. But yeah, most of the traffic from SEO will be the alternatives page. That works quite well.
Nice.
I think I'm almost top
Can you
on
show
all
the
of them.
alternatives page? I'm just curious.
Yeah, sure. So let's say semi-text. Yeah, I did a little bit of a comment on each of my competitor.
I don't see it. I still see the dashboard.
Oh, oh yeah, that's bad. Sorry. Share this tab. Okay. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
cool.
one
Yeah,
of
it looks
the
really nice.
alternative page. Yeah. Then I have a small quote that I did on all of the competitor. And then yeah,
Nice.
the usual things. One thing that I'm really big on is ethic. So I don't have any marketing tracker on the website. I think my website is loading faster than all of the competitors, so it's something that I'm trying to highlight. So for instance, if you go to the Sematex website, you will have 13
Oh, that's
third-party
interesting. Yeah,
cookies.
and in EU it's becoming more and more important for people. So that's a good angle. Good kind of like very niche, but it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to be fair, it does not really matter for uptime monitoring. There's no really privacy involved, except from the employees that will use the tool.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
will be much more prevalent if I do analytics. So I'm trying to build that reputation
It's a
already.
good start. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
and
Okay,
people
so what's
already
the
do like
feature
it.
that what's the cool thing that the thing that you think is the
Yeah.
coolest about your product right now?
So one very cool thing that most competitors don't do is that when you set up your website here, you will automatically get the certificates. So I'm able to detect all the SSL certificates and manage them. So that's all the details. And then you have here the certificate tab with all the certificates on the project, which for you is
Okay.
not very useful because you only have one website. But I have a lot of customers that would reuse the same certificates on many endpoints, for instance, on API.your-website or docs.your-website and things
Yeah.
like that. So it's very useful when you have a lot of endpoints. You can quickly see which certificate is used where. And if you have many servers, sometimes one of the server will fail to renew the certificate or will fail to synchronize it. So you will see ASAP when one of the server is not using the right thing. And of
I
course,
see.
there
Yeah.
is alerts when a certificate is about to expire and stuff like that. So that's quite cool for more complicated setup, but you can see in startups that are growing in terms of endpoints and products, etc.
I really like the care you put into it. It's very visible. So yes, I guess. Yeah. So next thing is analytics, right? Is the big thing.
Yeah.
Is the big vision now.
Yeah, I mean, I will probably do Heartbeat first. So it's cron monitoring. So for repetitive task, making sure that it's running. And when you miss one, you get an alert.
Awesome.
And yeah, after that, it will be, of course, yeah, analytics. That will be a big thing to build.
And I see now on this page that you're showing
Yeah,
status page that
yeah,
I guess can be public, that
yeah,
I could link people to it. And it's making me think, oh yeah, yeah, please open it. Yeah, I'm just
yeah. So
awesome.
that's the one that I did for you. It's not indexed on Google, of course. I will not do that for you. But yeah, you can have all the websites, etc., and then the user that can subscribe. So again, for launch day, it's a static website. There's no really use
Yeah, it's
for
not super important, but
subscribing.
I get it.
But I do have a
You
lot of
know,
customers that do like hosting companies. So you really want to get an alert when your server is down, and then that makes sense.
you know all these pages, that big, can you open it again? All
Yeah.
these pages, all these status pages. Yours, I guess, is just uh, real data in real time.
Yeah.
But all these big companies, it's fake data, right? Like it's not fake, but they control it and they will only update it. You know, there's this big kind of like scam, not scam, but like kind of like it's a lot like a lot of these big companies. You see, do you have a problem? You go on the page, there's no problem all the time.
Yeah, because the way it works is that the most used one is Atlassian status page, and it's
Yeah.
always green unless you post something because it's not tied to an uptime monitoring tool.
Yeah, so what
So if
you're
the
offering is like
developers,
the real thing, but most of these pages online they're like fake because people are not really because like also I guess because they have contracts and they have to guarantee 99.999
yeah,
whatever,
I mean,
and
they
so
have
they're
to
like
reimburse you if it's down, but yeah.
so I think that's really cool
Yeah,
that you're offering a page that's real because yeah.
yeah, and did spend a lot of time on that because most tools they will not connect the two. So you will have monitors on one side and status page on one side, and they will not communicate. But of course, you can still cheat because sometimes it's needed. So if your monitor is down, but for some reason it should not be on the status page, you can still do that and have some way of managing that. Here on the
Oh,
incident, you
you
will
can manually change it if you want.
yeah, because sometimes like you could have an incident, but that is not downtime. So it's something that you can check. So it's not calculated in the SLA. For instance,
Yeah,
if it's
yeah, makes
just
sense.
slower, or maybe it's just one feature that doesn't work, but the rest of the website is working. So
Yeah, I
that's
see.
something that you can
I
manage on
see.
the incident.
You know, I really like, I really appreciate all the work you put into this. And I feel like once, you know, because in indie hacking, there's a lot of like, yeah, just ship something small. But some products, they have to be big. You know, they have to have quite a bit of features. And yours, I
Yeah,
feel like I agree with you. Once you have the analytics, and the last thing, I think once you have everything, it does, you know, once you have this big thing, but that's, I mean, the value comes also from tying it together and
yeah.
from having everything in one place. Yeah, so I really think, yeah, I'm really curious to see, you know, when you're going to update it with analytics and the other things that's going to be even more valuable. So I think it's really worth it. And I think you're on the right track, 100%. That's cool.
Yeah, and currently the paid plan is €5. So for €5, you get enough to monitor a few websites, and everything else is unlimited. But the main idea behind it is that you get a package that is really a non-brainer. Like you have a website, you pay €5 a month, and you have pretty much everything you need on it. And
I
if you need
see.
more, then it's pay as you go. So I have a few clients that are monitoring. I think the biggest one is like 30 websites. So they pay, I
Yeah.
think, around €15 for that.
Yeah.
But I want the main package, which is €5, to have everything, and there is no upsells or nothing like that. It's just you pay
Yeah, I
for what
see.
you use.
I see. Yeah, I
Because
really like it. I
most,
really appreciate it. Yeah.
yeah, most tools will start like at 30, and then you will need that small feature when you grow, and that will cost you 50, even if you only use like 10% of the available resources. And I do find that dumb. It's probably a good idea in terms of revenue and marketing, etc. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
don't really like to do as everyone else is doing. So
And
I
also
want my own
you're
pricing.
indie, so you can have this end goal that's why I'm really like, I want you to build the rest because like I think like you can really make something with this because you can have the indie alternative that's cheaper,
Yeah,
but we can see the care you put into it, the love you put into it, and how much it's really good. That's really exactly the kind of product I want to show. Like it's an amazing product. It's just it's indie, so it's just
yeah,
you. So it's and I think also in a way the fact that it's taking you time, it's not so bad because as you said earlier, people need to and maybe you can stop sharing your screen now because that way it will be easier.
yeah, sure.
But like it's the fact that it took you some time. Well, now you have 3 years. Like now you can say my website is up for 3 years or something. Like you can say that uh, and that's they need that. They need to feel, oh, this guy is in this for the long term.
Yeah,
And I guess I that would be kind of like ideal is like you reach 5 years and you have all these three products and everything is working. Then you kind of like super legit and you can compete on price and on just like having high quality. You know, sometimes it's worth doing things a bit long term, even though now, well, you know, you're not making enough money, but
yeah,
still,
sure. But
it's
it's also a choice that I made because I can afford it, and I'm here for the long game. It's mostly something to keep busy during the weekend. And yet, as you said, it's a labor of love. I'm just trying to make the best possible product. I do a little bit of marketing, but I mostly want to enjoy the process and yeah, wake up on a Saturday and think, oh yeah, I will do that feature because that's cool and I want to do that, do it, and then the user like it or not. I don't really care at that point, but yeah, I just want to make my thing on the side. If it makes money, it's good, and if it doesn't, we'll see. At least I'm learning a shit ton of things that are in the process. So always good.
and you know and that's how you can keep going is when
Yeah,
you really enjoy it. Like that's because yeah, I do think maybe you need and maybe launch day I hope will help with that, you know, to start pushing a little bit more marketing
yeah,
because there's also sometimes a danger in just doing things for yourself because it's not just the danger for you. It's also like it's really cool what you built. So a lot of people would benefit even now, even just the uptime monitoring. It's already high quality, it seems, and less expensive than competition. So I guess maybe if you just did basic analytics and basic other things, it could
Yeah.
already unlock some sales even before it's full featured. So they could think, because a lot of people, they don't need advanced, and it could be maybe enough to unlock sales. Because I think, at least in my experience, once you start having like maybe, I don't know, 100 paying users, it's kind of like helping you also see, oh wow, I'm not just doing it for myself, and like it has value, and it kind of like, helps also find another type of motivation, like what I'm finding now with launch day, like the second launch day I did a couple of days ago, before recording this. I managed to get a bunch of sales for a lot of people, 2 sales from him, 3 sales for him. That changes everything. Now it's not
Yeah.
just me making this project. Now, like, wow, I did this and it's useful, and it's really awesome feeling. So I think that would be that's also important to little bit push to have like a bit of users, paying users, so you can feel that thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think I'm starting to feel that for the past few months with the increase in paying customers. And I also have a small cluster of like power users on my Discord. So I'm starting to get more feedback and people that are more engaged with the product. And that really, as you said, it gives you wings. Like you want to push and continue and improve on the thing. So, and that's only 6 paying customers. So I guess when I will have 60 or 600, that will be even more, but a lot more to
that's awesome.
manage. But yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. I was really glad to meet you, and I really hope you get there. And I hope this launch day bring you some sales and people check out your products.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, it was really good meeting you.
Yeah, same. And yeah, I hope launch day number 2 and 3 will work as you expect and continue to grow.
Yeah,
It's a really nice, very nice approach. I really like it.
thanks, man. I appreciate it. Cheers.
Cheers.